Hi, welcome to U.S Map Reading 101 with your professor, Janelle Caldwell. This is lesson 1.2, and for housekeeping purposes, we are going to have classes Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the purpose of my class with map reading is for you to gain navigational skills, geographical knowledge to help build deeper understanding of the United States landscapes from its cities to its physical features like mountains, rivers, and lakes, critical thinking skills where you can read maps that encourage spatial thinking and the ability to analyze information presented visually, which is useful in many real-world contexts, and then also to make informed decision making. Having knowledge of geography can aid in various fields like business, education, policy making, where understanding location and resources is key. And plus, the ultimate goal is to know where you are going. For this class, I'm going to need you to grab your pencil and ruler and a map if you have one, and also a calculator. We will have an activity after where you will have to show me that you can do this. And what I always want you to remember is the major highways that we always need to know, which is 95, which connects Maine to Florida, 70, which connects Utah to Maryland, 40, which connects California to North Carolina, 10, which connects California to Florida, and 5, which connects the Washington State to California. In this lesson, we'll be going over key concepts like the map scales, symbols and legends, the types of maps, and then latitude and longitude, and also the map scales and how to measure it. And then we'll finish off with an activity. So first off, let's talk about map scales. The scale tells you how much smaller the map is compared to the real world. So you can measure it either in miles or kilometers. But as we know, in the United States, we go by miles. So when it's time to take out our ruler, 1 inch may equal up to 100 miles. And that means that every inch on the map represents 100 miles in reality. So when you measure the distance on the map, you're not just guessing. You will be able to scale the exact measurements. Next up in your atlas, you will find symbols and legends. Maps can be super detailed, so how do you understand everything on it? Through symbols and legends. These tiny images represent real world things like parks, schools, mountains, but where do you find out what all these symbols mean? That's where legends come in. Legends are like a dictionary of the map symbols. Every map has a legend that explains what each symbol represents, as you see right here. Next, we'll break down the types of maps. So in this corner is the physical map. Over here is the political map when we look at elections. Down below is the topographic map, which shows where the mountains and landscape are. Right here is the map that we'll be using, which is the actual road map. And the map in the corner is a satellite view of what the US looks like in the nighttime. To get a little technical here, we're going to talk about latitude and longitude. Maps often use a grid system made up of horizontal and vertical lines. These lines help pinpoint the exact location where you are at. When I was a truck driver over the road, I got pulled over, and it shows on my ticket the actual place where I got pulled over at with longitude and latitude. So latitude and longitude is very important because maybe if you get pulled over, you look at your ticket, it will show your exact latitude and longitude where you got pulled over at in your city and state. Now that we got all that out the way, we're gonna grab our rulers, and if you don't have a ruler, that's okay, because I have a ruler in the link in my bio. So you go to my bio, click Linktree, hit Gumroad, some free items, and if you don't go to the link in my bio, you can type in that hyperlink. So now it's activity time, And you're gonna grab a physical map, a ruler, a pencil and pen, and use your map scale for reference. So since I am from Massachusetts, we are going to locate Boston and we're gonna go on a trip to Hartford, Connecticut. So here is the physical map and the map of Massachusetts, and we are going to find Boston. And we're gonna go to Hartford, Connecticut. So since Connecticut is south of Massachusetts, we're gonna have to go to page 23 to locate Connecticut. So now that we're on page 23 and we're looking at Connecticut, we're gonna locate Hartford. So now that we looked at both cities, we're gonna go back to Boston. Shout out to 617. And we're gonna look at the major highways. So 93, 95, and 90. 90 goes east to west. And we're gonna need 90 because that is the way that goes towards Connecticut. And since 90 does not go into Connecticut, we have to go 84, which leads right into Connecticut, which will take us right to page 23 back to Connecticut. So see Massachusetts on page 48, and then we have Highway 84 that leads right into Hartford, Connecticut. So now that we did that, we're gonna measure the distance, check out the physical features that are around it, and then we're gonna estimate the time of travel. So as we see with our map scale, every inch equals 10 miles. So we're measuring Boston I-90 all the way to 84, and that goes about to 6.5 miles. So since every inch equals 10 miles, 6.5 inches equals 65 miles west to I-84. Then since we're still in Massachusetts, we have to take 84 and measure that. So that's about 1 inch. So that 1 inch equals 10 miles. So 65 plus 10 equals 75 miles so far. Then we'll turn back to Connecticut, and Massachusetts is up here, and we're gonna measure. And so we are approximately 4.5 towards Hartford. So that 4.5 inches equals 45 miles. So 75 plus 45 is 120 miles. So on that road, when it comes to symbols and legends, you'll see things like trees. So those represent parks, bodies of water. When you get to Connecticut, you'll see the Connecticut River and get a view of some of the mountains, but I can't find that right now. Then next we'll do the estimate time it takes to travel. So the speed limit is 65 miles per hour. So we're gonna do 120 miles divided by 65 miles per hour. So on the calculator, that comes out to 1.8. So approximately 2 hours to get from Boston to Hartford, Connecticut. Now it's fun quiz time. So my question for you is, how far is it from the major city near you to your city in miles based on the map scale? And then what are the major legends near you that you may pass on the way to your city? And then also, how many miles per hour were you driving to estimate your travel time? Because all highways are not the same. I know some highways go to 70 miles per hour. Also, the last question is, how long would the trip take for miles per hour? This was actually a long video, and I will be sure to make it shorter the next time. But make sure you like, comment, and share, and thank you for sticking with me for the duration of this video. So until next time, Module 1.3 will be up next.